Dear children, welcome back to the English class. Hope you all are safe at home. Well, good. Then have you read the books that I have mentioned in the last class? I hope so. Very good. Okay children, did you respond to the assignments that I have given in the last class? Did you send it to your English teacher? Good. Okay, now during the last classes, we have started the speech of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Let's have a recap of what we have discussed in the last class. I Will Fly is a speech delivered by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. It was delivered at a gathering of school children at Hyderabad in August 2013. The topic of the speech was, I am born with wings. In his speech, he recollects a program called Shastrayan, which means the propagation of science. The mission of Shastrayan was to empower the students to achieve their aims in life. He addressed the audience on the topic, Science Empowers the Nation. After his inaugural address, there was an interactive session. So, he had an interactive session with the students and Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was deeply moved by one particular question. And I know you are also eagerly waiting to know that particular question of deep concern. For that, we can look into the remaining part of the speech.
The question was from a teenager who had come from a faraway village. He was nervous and a typical representative of the youth of India. The boy began speaking. Sir, I don't know what I should ask. I am nervous. I have not asked any question in my class. I need to have confidence, but I have not gained any confidence through my education during all these years. I am afraid to talk to my teachers. I am afraid to talk to my friends. Whenever I talk, I compare myself with other students and their elegant dress. Please tell me, I want to become a marine engineer. I want to travel in a ship. I want to be the captain of the ship. Shall I be able to do all these, sir? How can I achieve this mission? What should I do? When the boy completed the question, the entire audience and the dignitaries on the dais, including the chief minister, were looking at me, wondering what Kalam was going to say to the sincere question of a young village boy.
Now children, look at your textbook. I will read it once again and read along with me. The question was from a teenager who had come from a far away village. He was nervous and a typical representative of the youth of India. The boy began speaking. Sir, I don't know what I should ask. I am nervous. I have not asked any question in my class. I need to have confidence, but I have not gained any confidence through my education during these years. I am afraid to talk to my teachers. I am afraid to talk to my friends. Whenever I talk, I compare myself with other students and their elegant dress. Please tell me, I want to become a marine engineer. I want to travel in a ship. I want to become the captain of the ship. I want to build the engine of the ship. Shall I be able to do all these, sir? How can I achieve this mission? What should I do? When the boy completed the question, the entire audience and the dignitaries on the dais, including the chief minister, were looking at me, wondering what Kalam was going to say to the sincere question of a village boy. So, that particular question was asked by a teenager. And where did he come from? Yes, from a far away village. And what about the state of his mind? Happy? Excited? No, he was very nervous and he was not confident. And how do you know that the boy was not confident? Yes, can you read those lines which shows that he was not confident? Yes, he says, I don't know what I should ask. Then, I am nervous. Then, I haven't asked any question in my class. I need to have confidence, but I have not gained confidence throughout my education during all these days. Yes, exactly right. Then he says that he is afraid. He is afraid of talking to his friends. He is afraid of talking to his teachers. But he had lot of ambition in his life. What was his ambition in his life? Yes, to become a marine engineer. And what are his other concerns? Yes, he says that I want to become the captain of a ship. Then I want to build the engine of a ship. Yes, very good. So, lot of concern. And let me ask you one thing. What is your ambition of life? Have you ever thought of your ambition of your life? Then are you confident that you can fulfill your dreams? How do you think that you can attain your dream? So, just think of it and write a paragraph about the questions that I have asked now and send it to your English teacher. എന്താണ് നിങ്ങളുടെ ജീവിത ലക്ഷ്യം എന്താണ്? ആ ലക്ഷ്യത്തെക്കുറിച്ച് നിങ്ങൾ ആലോചിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടോ? അതെങ്ങനെ ആ ലക്ഷ്യത്തിലേക്ക് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എത്തിച്ചേരാനായിട്ട് സാധിക്കും? എന്തൊക്കെ വഴികളാണുള്ളത്? ഇതിനെക്കുറിച്ചൊന്ന് ചിന്തിച്ച് നന്നായി ആലോചിച്ച് ഒരു പാരഗ്രാഫിൽ ഇതിൻ്റെ ഉത്തരം എഴുതി you have to send it to your English teacher today itself. Good. So, as the boy completed the question, the entire audience, including the dignitaries on the dais, were looking at Kalam. They want to know what Kalam would answer to the sincere question of that village boy. So, what do you mean by dignitaries? Dignitaries means persons having high rank or position. So, now all of them were looking at Kalam because it was not just a single question, it was just like a rapid fire, and that questions really echoed the voice of thousands of youth of the country. His anxiety, disappointment, futuristic outlook, everything was there in that particular question. So, now everyone looked at Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam because everyone wanted to know what Kalam was going to answer to the sincere question of that boy. I know you too may be eager to know how he responded to the innocent question of that village boy. So, to know his answer, we have to listen to the speech. Come, let's listen the speech of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam.
I thought of it, and breaking the silence, I said, "My dear friend, you have put the most difficult question among the many questions that I have received from millions and millions of students whom I have met. I value your question. I know you are echoing the fear of many. Let me recite a beautiful ancient poem named I Will Fly."
So now, all of you take your textbook. I will read the speech and read along with me. I thought of it, and breaking the silence, I said, "My dear friend, you have put the most difficult question among the many questions that I have received from millions and millions of students whom I have met. I value your question. I know you are echoing the fear of many. Let me recite a beautiful ancient poem named I Will Fly. Here, APJ Abdul Kalam commented that it was the most difficult question received from millions and millions of students whom he had met. In response to the question, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam recited a beautiful poem entitled I Will Fly. Shall we listen to that poem? Yes.
I am born with potential. I am born with goodness and trust. I am born with ideas and dreams. I am born with greatness. I am born with confidence. I am born with wings. So, I am not meant for crawling. I have wings. I will fly. I will fly and fly.
What amazing lines! Did you like the poem? And do you know who wrote this poem? No, it was not the poem of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Any guess? So, it's a poem written by 13th century Persian Sufi poet Jalaluddin Rumi, and it was slightly modified by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam to suit the occasion. So, children, now I shall read the poem once again. Read along with me. I am born with potential. I am born with goodness and trust. I am born with ideas and dreams. I am born with greatness. I am born with confidence. I am born with wings. So, I am not meant for crawling. I have wings. I will fly. I will fly and fly. Okay. So, what's the theme of the poem? What message does the poem convey? Yes, the poem conveys the idea that everyone is born with, yes, potential. Then, so everyone is born with goodness and trust. Yes, then everyone is born with ideas and dreams. Like you people, you are also very vibrant with your ideas and dreams. Then, everyone is born with greatness. Then, everyone is born with confidence. Are you all confident? We all have wings. We all have wings to fly. So, we are not meant for crawling. We can fly. We can flap our wings and fly high. So, that's the message conveyed in the poem. Do you like the poem? So, find out the real in you and be the real you. That's the message conveyed in the poem, I Will Fly. So, children, let's listen to the rest of the speech. Come.
Young friends, let me discuss with you how you can be unique. I have so far met 15 million youth in a decade's time. I learned every youth wants to be unique. That is you. But the world all around you is doing its best day and night to make you just everybody else. In your home, dear young fellows, you are asked by your parents to be like the neighbor's children for scoring good marks. When you go to school, your teacher says, "Why don't you become like the first 5 rankers in the class?" Wherever you go, people say, you have to be somebody else or everybody else. Now, dear young friends, how many of you would like to be unique yourself?
Okay, children, now take your textbook. I will read the speech and read along with me. Young friends, let me discuss with you how you can be unique. I have so far met 15 million youth in a decade's time. I learned every youth wants to be unique. That is you. But the world around you is doing its best day and night and make you just everybody else. In your home, dear young fellows, you are asked by your parents to be like the neighbor's children for scoring good marks. When you go to school, your teacher says, "Why don't you become like the first 5 rankers in the class?" Wherever you go, people say, you have to be somebody else or everybody else. Now, dear young friends, how many of you would like to be unique yourself? Did you listen to the audio? Look, how does he address the audience? And he says, everyone wanted you to imitate others. And is that the right way to become successful? No, never. Then, how many of you want to become unique? What is unique? The one and only one. നമ്മളായിരിക്കുക അല്ലേ? We have to be unique in ourselves and don't imitate others. Then only you can fulfill your dreams. And are you confident that you can fulfill your dreams? I'm sure, yes. Then, what's the real challenge that the younger generation is facing? Now, listen to the final part of the speech of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Listen to the audio.
The challenge, my dear young friends, is that you have to fight the hardest battle which any human being can ever imagine, and never stop fighting until you arrive at your destined place. That's a unique you.
So, do you listen to the audio? Yes. Now, I am going to read the rest of the speech and read along with me. Are you ready? Come on. The real challenge, my dear young friends, is that you have to fight the hardest battle which any human being can ever imagine, and never stop fighting until you arrive at your destined place. That is a unique you. Now, I am sure that you have the confidence and willpower to become unique. So, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam inspires the youth. His vision for a developed India are still discussed today, and his speeches are thought-provoking and inspiring too. Have you ever listened to the speeches of great personalities? Shall we listen to some of the outstanding speeches that have created history? Come, let's listen to the audio of the speeches.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is oft interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white, we all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery.
I'm happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. 50 years ago, a great American, in whose symbolic shadow we stand today.
Your Majesties, Your Highnesses, distinguished guests, comrades and friends, today all of us do, by your presence here and by your celebrations in other parts of our country and the world, confer glory.
Now we have listened to some great speeches, and do you want to prepare a script for a speech? How do we prepare a speech? What all things we should bear in mind while preparing the script of a speech? Can you identify the various steps for processing a speech? Yes. So, for a speech, we have to begin the speech with proper salutation. Can you give examples of salutation? Yes, very good. Like, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, respected teachers and my dear friends. Good. These are all examples of salutation. Then what's the next step? Yes, we have to give a good introduction. Very good. Then, and what about the introduction? So, the introduction should be creative, and you have to introduce yourself to the audience and convince your audience what you are talking about. And you should be clear about your purpose. That is to inspire, to instruct, to support, or to lead an action. So, the introduction should have clarity. Then what is the next step? Yes, there should be a striking beginning. Very good. Then the most important thing is the content part. So, the content, how should be the content? It should be comprehensive and appropriate and should ensure clarity and brevity. As we all know, speech is a spoken discourse. So, the style of presentation is very important. What are the attributes that we can give to the style of presentation? Very good. The first and the foremost thing is the voice modulation. Very good. Then, next one. Very good. The body language. Yes. Then, the eye contact. Then, what is the next? Very good. The facial expression. Then, effective pauses. Okay. Then, the developing and sequencing of ideas. You should develop the ideas one by one. For that, we have to use appropriate language. We can also include questions, then sayings, short stories, chords, etc. So, these can make speech very effective. After that, there should be a proper conclusion. You have to conclude the speech in an appropriate way. The conclusion should be positive, effective and catchy too. Like that, the speech of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. So, these are the features of a speech. Shall we just recap the features once again? Yes. Tell me one by one, what are the features of a good speech? First one, yes, salutation. Second one, introduction. And the third one, the content. And the fourth, voice modulation, body language and style. Fifth one, developing and sequencing of ideas. And the next point, appropriate use of language. And the next point, what is the next point? Yes, there should be a proper conclusion. And finally, thanking the audience. And now, I am confident that you can draft a speech without any doubt in your mind. Are you ready to write the script of a speech? Shall I give you an assignment? Yes. So, the question is as follows. Imagine that you get the opportunity to address class 10 students before their public examination. On the basis of Dr. Kalam's message, prepare a speech to motivate and prepare them for the examination. So, complete your assignment and send it to your teacher concerned. And that's all for today's class. And before winding up the class, I suggest certain books for you to read. Turning Point, A Journey Through Challenge by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Then, TED Talks, the official TED Guide to Public Speaking. Hope you have enjoyed the speech. And that's all for today's class. Have a nice day. Thank you. Bye.